Hi, everybody. This is North Shore College Consulting, and we wanted to welcome the class of 2019. Today is August 1st, the official beginning of the 2018-2019 application season. The Common Application officially opened today, so now it's time to start creating your accounts. Today, we're going to walk you through the basics of how to create a Common App account and the basic information you're going to need to begin to fill it out. The first thing you're going to do is go to commonapp.org to go to the Common App website. At that point, you will hit Apply Now. Scroll down and look for that blue Create an Account if you do not have an account yet. You are going to be a first-year student. Hit Continue, and then enter an email address that you have been using consistently for all things college related, such as signing up for college visits and tours. Enter the email, and you are going to then retype it. Enter a password with at least one capital, one lowercase, a number, and a special character. Please make sure you write down this password in a secure place where you'll easily be able to find it. Hit Continue. Enter your first name. Do a full name, not a nickname at this point. And then your last name. Enter your address. Remember, this part is going to be standardized, so don't worry too much about the formatting. The Common App will format everything for you. City and state. Continue. We're entering our office number. That's why it's asking for the apartment or suite number. Enter a phone number that you often check, or the one that you check, probably your cell phone number, your birth date, and when you plan to begin college, which will probably be in 2019. Hit Create. Oh, take that back. Scroll up, and you have to accept all of the terms of the Common App, and then I'm assuming you are not based in a European Union country. Hit Create. And congratulations, you are now in the Common App. Today, we're going to get started on just the basic Common App. So if you look at the Common App tab, it's the third one, hit that. This is the information that is going to go to all of the colleges you are submitting the Common App to. It is going to ask for some very basic information, such as your first, middle, last name. If you have a nickname, such as Matt from Matthew, make sure to enter that, your gender, your date of birth. Your address should already be in there. If you don't have a separate address, you're going to push no alternate address. Here you're going to put in your phone number, which is probably your mobile. If you have another phone number you can be reached at, you can enter that as well. We get lots of questions about demographics. This section is optional, although we do suggest to our students that they fill it out because we feel like students have nothing to hide, and a college wants to know who you are. So fill it out to the extent you are comfortable with. Hit Continue. Now you are going to put in where you were born, what city you were born in, the number of years you've lived in the US, which is probably the age you are now, unless you moved out of the country for a bit. Continue. For language, for most of you, English is going to be the main language. You are going to select all of those. It's your first language. You speak it, read it, write it, and speak it at home. Many of our students are proficient in a second language, such as Spanish or French. and many of them can speak, read, and write that language. So enter that section as appropriate. Here you're going to enter your citizenship status. We suggest entering your social security number. I know many of you are hesitant to do that, but it's a good way for a college to track who you are. Continue. The Common App fee waiver is not applicable to most people. That's for kids, applicants where the application fee is a barrier. Here you're going to enter information about your household, your parents. You're going to enter information about your first parent, name, occupation, information about his or her education. You will do the same thing for parent 2. It's always a good idea to sit with your parent and get this information ahead of time. What is the exact title of your parent's occupation? What is the exact name of his or her employer? Where did he or she go to school? Did she get a master's degree, a bachelor's degree? What year did he or she graduate? All of that information. You're going to need that. Enter information about how many siblings you have. If you have a sibling in high school, that will be secondary school. If you have a sibling in grade or middle school, that will be grade or primary. And then if you have a sibling in college, that will be high school or secondary school. If they have not yet graduated, you will select some instead of completed or graduated. This information, the Common application is a smart application, so based on your address, it will pull up the high schools around you, which is great. So if you can find your high school on this list, check that high school and hit continue, and the Common App will self-populate all that information right into the application for you. The date of entry is most likely August 2015. Enter whether or not it's a boarding school. Most of you will graduate from this school. If you've gone straight through your high school without any breaks, without a gap year, or a semester, a year off, you will check no change in progression. Otherwise, select the appropriate box. Enter your guidance counselor's information. The job title is probably counselor. Other secondary schools will be if you have attended another high school. If not, you will just select 0. Colleges and universities, do you have any college credits? And this does not include credits from AP courses. Have you taken a dual credit class or a community college class? That's where you will put this. For grades, you are going to put the approximate size of your graduating class. Most high schools will provide this information to you. Most high schools no longer rank, so you will select none or whatever is appropriate. Your cumulative GPA. Most high schools, not all, are really on a 4-point scale. Even if you have a weighted GPA of 4.3, for instance, you will put 4.3 on a 4-point scale, yet the GPA weighting is weighted versus unweighted. Here you're going to put your highest GPA. In current or most recent year courses, you're going to add in all of your senior year courses, making sure to indicate what semester you're taking it, whether it's a full year class, the level, whether it's AP, honors, IB. So you're going to enter all of that information. Make sure you double check your work. It needs to be completely accurate. Next, you're going to add in any academic honors you've received in high school, whether it's National Honor Society, a Language Honor Society, something of that sort. National Honor Society, this is something that most people don't know, is oddly enough a school recognition. It is not a national recognition, which I know does not make a lot of sense, but that is just what it is. Community-based organizations is something like a College-Bound Opportunities or Schuler Scholars. That does not apply to most of you. Future plans, obviously a college is not going to hold you to this, but these should be somewhat consistent with the majors you're choosing to apply to. So, for instance, if you're applying to business school and want to be a finance major, pick something in the business category. Again, you don't need to know if you're going to medical school or business school or law school, but if you think there's a possibility, select it. Obviously, no one's going to hold you to that. Continue. Here you have the option of self-reporting your test scores. Every college has different policies, so it's very important that you check on each college's website as to what their requirements are with respect to self-reporting your scores. Additionally, nowadays, many colleges are allowing students to self-report their test scores, ACT or SAT, rather than paying the $12 or $13 to send those in from the testing agency. So again, make sure you check this information on your college's websites. Activities. This is a whole conversation in and of itself, yet we find this to be one of the most important pieces of the Common Application. The activities and the writing section are the two areas where you can really differentiate yourself and really show yourself to stand out from just the boring demographic and numbers that you've already inputted. So really take the time to fill this out ahead of time. You are going to be very limited in your descriptions. So for the activity type, you're going to pick from a drop-down menu. So you'll pick the activity that best fits. And then when you name it and you name your position, you have 50 characters, not words, not letters, characters. That includes punctuation and spaces. The Common App will stop you at 50. You cannot enter 51. When you describe it, you have 150 characters. Again, that is very difficult to do. So we do recommend you spend a lot of time ahead of putting this in the application. We have our students fill this out separately, and we work with our students on this section for at least a month back and forth to really perfect it and make sure that their activities really stand out. You're going to put the years you've participated, whether it was during school, over the summer, or all year. We've made sure that our students have tracked, starting freshman year, the hours per week and weeks per year that they spent on each activity, because this is very difficult to sit down senior year and figure out how much time you've spent on activities freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Do the best you can to estimate that. And then, do you plan to participate in a similar activity in college? So say you're a basketball player. That obviously doesn't mean that you have to play varsity basketball at college, but do you want to be on an IM team or a club team? Colleges want to see that you're going to be involved in college, so definitely select yes for some of those activities. You are allowed 10 activities on the Common App, so many students don't have 10, and remember, it's quality, not quantity. The personal essay is the other most important piece of your application. Hopefully, most of you have been working all summer on writing this 650-word personal statement. Remember, this essay needs to be unique, and it needs to show the admissions officers exactly who you are. It needs to be something completely different that they can't see elsewhere on the Common App. At this point, we still have a few spaces left with our amazing essay coaches. So give us a call. The spaces are going fast, but if you feel like you need help identifying that really unique story and then making sure that your voice really stands out, give us a call. They are really terrific, and they will really hold your hand and help you draft and submit a beautiful essay. After you submit the essay, you are going to enter any sort of disciplinary history you have. You have to be honest. So colleges, if you hide something, they will most likely find out later on, and then a college could withdraw an offer of admission. So be honest here. There is also an additional information essay. That is something we speak to our students about very individually. It is appropriate for some students, not appropriate for others. Again, if it's appropriate, it's a very useful place to tell admissions officers something about yourself. And our essay coaches are fabulous about using this essay as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be used just to show a negative, such as a hardship, but it also could really be used to highlight something really unique about you. Anyway, hit continue. So next time we are going to show you how to add in colleges. Some colleges are going to require you to add in your transcript and your grades through the end of junior year. Not all colleges are going to require that. It will pop up if they do, and so we will show you that next time. Again, feel free to give us a call if you need help with your essays. We still have a few spots with our amazing essay coaches. At this point, we no longer have room to help rising seniors, but any younger students, call us now because we still have some remaining spots. And again, most of our students, most of our rising seniors at this point have a majority of their Common App done, as well as a good chunk of their essays. So stay tuned for next time, where we'll go into more detail about the Common App, about how to add in colleges, and how to enter the grades in your transcript. Thanks for listening. Bye.